All right. Well, I'm glad you guys signed up and you both actually are like kind of in the same boat as far as like wanting to save more than spend and just kind of figuring that out. But today is about having a little fun with finances. I know that's kind of an oxymoron. Finances usually aren't fun, but I mean, and also, since I'm recording this, I am going to send it out to the other people who signed up and registered. So if you're watching on the replay, I'm sorry you missed it live, but I'm glad you're watching. So I'm going to just take the time in this. And I mean, vision boards are something that I've always found helpful. And I mean, I love art. I have a degree in fine art. So, I mean, kind of goes hand in hand. And being self-taught with finances is something that I just love. And I thought about going back to school for finances, but with most things being taught by like a professional, they teach you what they want you to learn, which I like doing things at my own pace. And I don't feel, or I rather, I didn't feel the need in 2015 to have that. So I am, like I said, self-taught. I am an alcoholic in recovery. And my last relapse, I came out of it on October 21st of 1921. 1921, 2021. Don't mind me. It's been a long day already. So I just celebrated 2 years and 2 months. But I came out of that relapse with over $13,000 in debt. And oh, I came out of that relapse with over $13,000 in debt. And I know that because of my financial background, that I was able to diminish that 13,000 in 10 months. So if I know I've worked with recovery people and non-recovery people, and it's just one of those things that, I mean, whether you're in recovery from a chemical or recovery from life, because we all get screwed over sometimes with life, it can wear you down. And my goal with my course is to help as many people as I can who are ready for the help. And on that note, no, since that was kind of background on me, whatnot, but again, don't mind me. So I have the fine art degree, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. So with vision boards, that is one thing in all of the treatments that I've been in is that they have you make vision boards, which at the time is stupid, but it actually is really beneficial. So it not only is helpful in telling, showing, and reminding you of what your financial goals are versus just having some goal out in space being like, oh, I want to make X amount or save X amount per month. Like a vision board actually helped you focus on what you want for your life and what is going on in your life that you have a goal for. And whenever I've felt like my goals are too big, I find it helpful to look at the vision board that I created and know that I can do everything that I put on there. I mean, some things obviously take more work than others, but I mean, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, Philippians 4:13, which I don't know if you're Christian or not, but I am, and I throw in tidbits from Bible verses and whatnot throughout. But I mean, God's not going to put a goal or vision on your heart and not help you accomplish it. So, I mean, we just need to do the action to get there. Because I mean, one thing I've learned is that emotional moves hold the power to carry us from where we are now to where we can be. This is why I ask everyone when you do my survey questionnaire how motivated you are for change. Because, I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, from my experience, if you're under an 8, you might not have the motivation yet to do that change. And I mean, it's not that you can't get there or that, that we could work with it. But I mean, having that vision board, if you put it somewhere that you see it every day, all day, it is going to benefit you because then you are constantly reminded in your head that that is something that you are striving for. And I mean, that's why we do a vision board because wishing and wanting isn't the same as pursuing. Like, I mean, you can want to be a millionaire, but at the end of the day, if you're just sitting around and watching Netflix, chances are very high that you won't accomplish that dream or really any dream that you aren't focusing on and putting action behind. So, I mean, it's the age old saying actions speak louder than words because without action, words are useless. And yeah, so today, what we're working on is the empowerment to create a visual roadmap for financial success in 2024. Because I mean, without a roadmap and knowing where you're going or like your end goal, I mean, it's fine and dandy to go off on a road trip and not have an end destination. But at the same time, how do you know if you're lost? How do you know how to get to where you want to go if you don't know where you want to go to begin with? I mean, I went on a 4,000-mile road trip in July, and if I hadn't planned that and had my GPS and an actual physical map, I'm pretty sure I'd probably still be lost in the Grand Canyon or somewhere. But that's just me. I mean, yeah. And while I will give you a great head start on this little session for the visionary map, I also go over this far more in depth in my 16-week money mindset reset course, focusing like an entire module, which for the most part, it's a module a week. But I mean, I go through way more than I will today for building this financial vision board. So, I mean, if this all sounds great, like I said, I mean, this is free. Why not? If you learn something, then I did part of my job. But if you want to learn more about my course in depth after this, then I will put in the chat my schedule and we can choose a time that works best for you to have a conversation more about what this all entails and how I can help you even further on your financial journey. And I mean, like I said, it's taken me at the point I am now, it's been almost 10 years. Well, it'll be 9, but so 9 years of self-taught finances. And there's just so much of an array of different things. And I don't know if you guys have watched some of my reels and lives and whatnot, but I am a strong believer that you can do everything on your own. And I mean, I did, but why would you want to when I have a proven roadmap of how to get to where you want to be faster? That's what doing, I mean, courses and learning and investing in having a coach and whatnot is. I mean, you can do it all on your own, but it's the time constraint. And I mean, yeah, I mean, if I had found a financial coach back in the day, that would have been great. And I probably would have invested in it. But there's literally no one offering a course like I have. So I have the financial aspect of it, which goes over all the numbers and all the financial literacy. And I try to do it as much like not banker lingo as possible. But I also have the mindset because we are taught all these limiting beliefs when it comes to finances. And I'll go over that here in a minute too. But I mean, it's just crazy. And yeah, but I don't know if you guys saw that because you signed up for this, I am offering a massive discount for my course because on Monday, January 1st, I am raising my prices. So this is just kind of an added little extra for you and to say thank you. So we could go over that more if you guys sign up for a call, which hold on, I will put that in the chat. I sing sometimes randomly, so don't mind that. All right, so there is my schedule and calendar link. So if you guys wanted to even get on today, there are some times that I could do today. It just says that I'm unavailable all day today. But if you both are on my Facebook, so you can just send me a DM and we can figure out if a time tonight works or this afternoon rather. But yeah, so getting into the visualization part of this now. So pretty much the psychological impact of visualizing what your financial goals are is the main focus of a vision board. Hey, go figure, vision board, kind of makes sense. But I mean, without having a focal point on where you want to go in life and what you want your finances to be, like I said, it's just kind of driving in circles. Like, yeah, I mean, it isn't just as easy as saying, I want to save X amount of money. Like, I mean, that's a good start, but it isn't until we dive deeper that we realize how much like the manifestation and envisioning and vision boards and everything really do matter. So I realize, Derek, you're driving, so this might not be the easiest for you, but I wanted you guys to like think about what your financial journey has looked like this last year. What are like three challenges that you've been through? What are three successes that you've been through? And just kind of think about those because I mean, while it's sometimes challenging to think about the hardships and challenges, I mean, we learn from all of it. Like, I don't say that I've ever failed because I have learned something. The only time that you fail is if you don't learn from it and you keep repeating it, like my alcohol addiction. But I have learned from that. So there you go. See, it's not a failure and everything happens for a reason. And I am a true believer in that. And I know that there was a reason, and the source of my shame is now the source of my fame. So, yeah. So don't think, and again, this is all mindset work, what I go over in my course. It's not failures. And if you want to think of it like I failed, say I failed forward because you did learn something from it. Whether you think you did or not, there is a lesson in everything. So it's like I said, I was coming back to limiting beliefs with that because I mean, we all have some kind of limiting belief when it comes to money. And you can't let that, I mean, we can, but we have to let go of the limiting beliefs. And have, you have to tell them that they don't have any place in your mind because your inner voice is what dictates your life. And hold on. And if that inner voice is, let's be real, an asshole, then I mean, you can't change that you are in your head 24/7 every day of the year, every day of your life. But I mean, when we change those thoughts and behaviors and all that, it gets a lot easier and it's just amazing. So, I mean, one thing I grew up being told is that the guy has to make more than you, and he's the one that's in charge of the finances. Like my dad growing up, he was a doctor. So I grew up having money in the family, but he told me to just marry rich, which I knew from a very early age that was not my plan. Like I knew I was going to be extraordinary, not just ordinary. So that was one that I shot down real early. But I mean, still sometimes in the back of my head, I do think that men should make more than women and men should be the head of the house and all that. But I mean, a couple other limiting beliefs are like money doesn't grow on trees. Well, I mean, if you wanted to get into it, literally money is made out of paper, so it does grow on trees. And since Nixon got rid of the gold standard, cash it only has a make believe value to it. It only is worth what the government tells us it's worth. If you look at any cash, it actually says that it's a note. So that's just the same as like a car note, like your car loan or a mortgage. And so, I mean, again, gold standard's gone. So it's literally just paper. But I mean, money is the root of all evil. It's not. Even in the Bible, there's nowhere that says that. Wealth and luxury is only for the privileged or lucky. Well, I mean, while I grew up with money, let's see, I was in 2015, like I had a busy year in 2015 because for 6 months, was homeless, living in a park on a bench. So, I mean, I went from having money to being broke and homeless with fighting alcohol. And I mean, if I had come to the idea that wealth and luxury is only for the privileged or lucky, that's another thing that would have probably taken me down. And I'm also a firm believer that luck has nothing to do with anything. I mean, when people tell me, oh, I'm lucky for the things I have or my life, I am like sure Spitfire ready to go that it had nothing to do with luck. I busted my butt to get where I am today and have the things that I have. And like I said, I was $13,000 in debt 2 years ago. And now I am debt free. Well, not debt free because I have good debt now, which again, I go over in the course. But I also this year in 2023, I maxed out my Roth IRA before it was even July. And my savings account, I earn 5.94% APY on it, which I teach you how to do that too. But yeah, I mean, just all of these limiting beliefs can be debunked so easily. And I mean, another one is that I hear a lot from clients is I've always been poor. My entire family has been poor. And, I mean, that's just like addiction. It's a generational curse that you can break. I don't know if that has anything to do with you and your situation, but I mean, one thing that I actually saw today is like 2024 is going to be the year of movement. So you are going to move out of those places that you don't live anymore. It's change of address because you don't live in the past anymore. So, I mean, and like another thing about defining your goals with your finances that I, again, learned in treatment is to start a SMART goal. I don't know if you're familiar, but it stands for, so the S is specific, A is achievable, R, or the S is specific, M is measurable, A is achievable, R is realistic, and T is timely. So, I mean, just like with addiction, SMART goals work with your finances. So, like, say you want to save $500 a month. Well, you can put on there because that actually is a decent specific goal is saving 500 a month. And then your M for measurable is that you can measure it. I mean, if you put in $125 a week, that is measurable. A is achievable. I mean, if you're this also feeds into realistic. So if you want to save $500 a month, but you're only making $1,000 a month, probably not too achievable or realistic. I mean, you have to, that feeds into like what percentage of the pie you want to do. So I mean, a lot of financial people say 50% towards like your four walls. So that's like your house, food, car, different things like that. And then they say 30% to wants and 20% to investing. But when I came out of my addiction and started working and all that, I busted my butt to get that debt down. And so I actually did 50% towards my mortgage. And thankfully, my car is paid off, but and food and all that. But then since that didn't equal 50%, I took that leftovers and put them towards my debt. And I put 40% towards investing. So that was like my savings, my debt, and my Roth IRA, and then just 10% for wants because I came to the realization I have too much shit in my house. It's not even stuff, it's shit. So going through that stuff, yeah. So I mean, it's just kind of tweaking things, and I mean, you might have a completely different idea on how you want to allocate your money or whatnot. But I mean, just knowing like the specifics, and in the course, I do make you, that is one homework that I make you do is a SMART goal each week. So whether, like I said, it's putting money towards a savings or emergency fund or retirement or paying off your debt, or even you stopped yourself from spending some money. Like it's just picking that goal and sticking to it. And then it's also in your brain. It if when you accomplish that goal, your brain has little signals that are like, woohoo, great. And I mean, it's even, I mean, this would be a horrible SMART goal, and I honestly would not accept it. But one thing that is a great, just like starter for habit forming is making your bed every morning. And then if you write down a list of things you want to do for the day and put that on there and then check it off, we literally get a dopamine high when you check something off. So it's just kind of something like that. And I mean, without knowing exactly where you're going for the next year, things tend to get a bit tricky. And I mean, I know as soon as I went from saying, I just want to make 20,000 a month or 10,000 a month, and actually having like a specific reason for the amount of money that I want to make a month, I like I just went so much further with my finances. And if you want to save a specific amount, then you actually like rewire the neurons, I want to say. It's been a long time since I've had any neurological readings that I've done. But yeah, I mean, you literally are rewiring your brain when you start forming a new habit. And like with my course, I focus on mindset work, consistency training, and long-term strategy. And I mean, when you're consistently doing either mindset work or you're consistently saving, or I mean long-term strategy, that's typically like the numbers for like retirement and savings and all that fun stuff. I mean, when you get specific, then it's insane what your brain like actually what you can manifest. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, manifestation isn't real. Okay, I just yeah, I mean, I 100% believe in it and it's come true. So, yeah. And I mean, when you're working on a specific number or a specific goal, when you break it down into, like, say you want, going back to the 500 a month, say that seems outrageous. that seems like too large of a goal. I can't do it. But if you break it down further, like I said, saving 125 a week instead of just looking at the end goal. Those small steps are going to be what helps you along. I mean, when you're climbing a ladder, you can't skip 10 rungs. And I mean, probably physically impossible because I mean, that's really big. But I mean, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say here. But you just can't skip like steps. And I mean, I go into another part about quantum leaps, which when you do have like a goal in mind, you can actually start kind of leaping. But in the beginning, it's all about just getting those baby steps in. And I don't know if you've seen What About Bob, but Baby Steps always just makes me think of that movie. And I love that movie. But yeah, so I mean, now getting back to like virtual vision board, it's a digital representation of a traditional vision board, obviously. And I mean, you can put anything you want on your vision board. The great thing about being online and doing it virtually is not only can you put like pictures and writing and stuff on it, but you can put like videos even. And I mean, there's really no wrong way ever of doing a vision board, but I mean, it's just what is important to you. And I mean, instead of the physical materials like magazines and scissors, the virtual vision boards are created using visual tools. And one of my favorites is Canva, CANVA.com. And there is a free version. I have the pro, but I mean, there's so many different things that you can do on there. And then also there's like, I mean, Pinterest, you can even build boards out and just do stuff like that. And I mean, you can put video, like I said, videos and quotes and interactive elements. So if it's like, today sucks, you click on it and it's like, just kidding. So just kind of doing different things like that. And you can also like do real time tracking with your progress. And I mean, if you go on a Google Doc, you can put specific people that can view it. So then you have the accountability also. And that's a thing that I've realized with clients is because people are like, well, I asked them, rewind 5 seconds. So when I asked them, like, what's stopping you from doing this on your own? Usually it's the accountability. Because, I mean, just like going to the gym, well, the gym for the next month is going to be packed, but slowly it dwindles off because most people just they have this great idea in their mind, and typically they don't have the accountability. Because when you have someone to compare yourself with and move with, then you're going to actually push yourself harder. Just like if you're running a race, you are going to push yourself more than if you're running by yourself, because that person next to you is going to make you want to finish. And since most people are very competitive, it'll probably push you even harder because you want to finish before the person next to you. But I mean, that's all fine and dandy. But in the end, you do have to take accountability for your actions. And I mean, while I can sit here and be that accountability partner with you and your friends can, and you can make this vision board, like you need to be the one who looks at the vision board. And unfortunately, like that is one thing that's with the virtual vision board is you can't just paste it on the wall and look at it every day. I mean, you can print it off, but then you don't have the interaction. And I mean, I have like one of my, I update a vision board as soon as I finish everything on it. But my phone, my background, my desktop thingy on it is a vision board of like where I want the next however long it takes. And I mean, yeah. So it's just kind of, I mean, hopefully so far this has been a good experience for you guys. It's my first vision board session. So yeah. But I mean, do you have any questions so far? If you guys want to unmute yourselves and ask anything.
Canva has, even on the free version, has some really good templates for vision boards.
Yeah. It's been a long time since
I
I've
have
had
the
the free
pro version
version.
as well, but I know that I've seen the free version had it as well.
Awesome.
And you had mentioned, are you still putting into Roth IRAs?
I put the most I can for a contribution for 2023. It went up to 6,500 this year, and next year it's going up to, I say 6,500 this year. So then next year it's actually raising to 7,000. So that's the limit that you can contribute each year. So
Yeah, but you've seen a positive. You haven't lost anything in that this year.
no,
I'm
because
down 16.7%.
ooh, yeah, I try to stick predominantly with the S&P 500.
Well, yeah, that's what I do as well. But I didn't have that option at the start, so it got split up into a bunch of other things. But the S&P was fluctuating a lot in first quarter as well.
Yeah, I don't look like I look maybe 2 or 3 times a year just because I I tend to overthink things sometimes, and I don't know if you're familiar with Mullen, like the
Yep.
yeah. So since they just did the second reverse stock split, yeah, I had one stock, and like a year ago I had thousands. So that kind of stressed me out, but I tend to stay away from like the individual stocks. But
That's smart.
yeah. Yeah, Colin, do you have any questions?
No, I'm just sitting here taking some notes, listening.
Awesome. But yeah, so I mean, it's just, I mean, like anything, this is what you make it. I mean, I am not going to, if you're not engaging, like if you guys signed up for my course, I am going to try, I'm going to give you 100% of my effort and knowledge. And I say that my course is knowledge, it's or knowledge based, it's not advice. So just like I said that I stick with the S&P 500, like I do touch obviously on investing and that stuff, but I'm not going to tell you specific anything. I'm going to give you like the layout, and just like I don't do day stocks and day trading because I just, again, my brain would probably explode from stress and all that fun stuff that comes with that. But yeah, I mean, like my money mindset reset, I mean, it takes time and requires constant work. I mean, it's, if it was easy, everyone would be a millionaire by now. Just like if hard work, um, just like if hard work paid off, then everyone would be a millionaire right now. But it's not until you realize that you are not going to become wealthy and retire rich if you're saving every penny under your mattress, or if you're hoping and wishing, like I said, and not pursuing. When you work hourly, there's a cap on how much you can make because you can only work 24 hours a day, which if you were working 24 hours a day, I actually feel sorry for you because there are so many easier ways to make money. And that's another part of my course. I go over how to find like a sole purposeful side hustle that you could turn into like a career, or not a career, but a, my mind went blank. So like a purposeful side hustle that you could turn into a full-time passive income, or however not passive you want it to be, but that you can make significantly more money from, other than making someone else rich. Because I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I gave up on the 9 to 5 a long time ago. I still pick up random shifts at the last restaurant I worked at because, let's be honest, my cats aren't that great at conversating. So I just decided that I still need some shifts, which in August, God actually put on my heart to retire from restaurants because I have worked in them for 23 years. And I left that making over $80,000 a year to put full-time effort into my financial coaching. And Colin, I know I told you yesterday that I started like financial coaching really in like 2015 when I started my organic beef jerky company. But I didn't realize until May of this year that I could actually like make money from financial coaching. And I mean, like I said, God put it on me to retire from restaurants, but I still do that once in a while. And I realize when I go in there that sometimes I'm good with just talking with my cats. Oh, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of all I have for you guys. I mean, here I can put I haven't looked at my phone if you happen to pick a time or not, or if you guys are interested in my course at all. I don't know. But I really do hope that you guys gain some kind of help or knowledge or something from this. Did you have a question, Derek?
No, I was just going to tell you that I'll reach out to you if you DM to set something up.
Yeah, that sounds good. All right. Well, I am glad that this worked out for you guys. Like I said, I mean, I'm going to send this to everyone that signed up for a session today. So I'll send it to you guys too, so you can look back if you wanted to take notes. I know, Derek, since you're driving, probably difficult to remember everything. But yeah, so I mean, that's all I have for you guys. Like I said, thanks so much. And I just look forward to talking to you guys more. Have a great
Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for joining me. I hope
Have
you
a
guys
good day.
Yeah, have a great rest of your day, guys.